Hey everybody, welcome back to another English video with Dear World and me, Dan. Okay, now we have a slightly more interesting video today, okay? And our topic today is going to be small talk, alright, small talk. Now, small talk might not be how it sounds, okay? It doesn't mean that we're whispering very quietly. Yeah, it doesn't mean that we're using smaller words, all right? Small talk is a kind of conversation, actually a very small conversation that you would have that isn't really important. Okay, a kind of conversation you have with people that's not important, right? So talking about the weather is not really important. Talking about traffic is not really important. And we use this kind of talk, this small talk, during times when time is short, yeah, or you haven't seen somebody for a while, or it's somebody new that you haven't met before, right? Okay, and so to help me today, I have my friend who is from England, just like me. Okay, he's going to help us today to look at some ways that small talk could be very useful, and perhaps some ways that small talk is really not very useful or it's not done correctly. Alright, so let me introduce my friend Joel. Joel.
Hi Dan.
Hey.
And hey everybody, thank you for having me on this show. So as Dan mentioned, I am from the UK, but as you could probably see, I do look a little bit Asian.
Not at all.
And so, yes, I grew up in England since I was a little baby, and obviously now in China with Dan.
Excellent, great. So Joel, today's topic is of course small talk. Some people say that small talk is really difficult. What do you think?
Yeah, it's for a lot of people who maybe are a little bit shy with their English, maybe not so confident, it can be quite difficult. However, there are lots of techniques and tips that we can hopefully give today that will help make it a lot easier for them.
Okay, so maybe the first thing that we should do then is, I mean, me and you on a daily basis in China, I mean, we often get people try to make a conversation with us, which is great, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that we meet new people, it's nice that people want to come and meet us, but there's a lot of mistakes in their small talk sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the first thing we can do is kind of demonstrate some of the sort of examples that are not very good, okay, so that you can avoid these. Okay, so as we said, we're going to give at least a couple of examples about some really bad ways to start small talk, all right? Now, as I said, on a daily basis, people might come to us and they might say something, they might want to ask a lot of questions, you know, and sometimes these questions are too many. Yeah, it feels like I'm in an interview, like I'm on the TV, or I did something wrong, or the questions are just too personal. Yeah, the kind of questions you shouldn't ask people. All right, so we're going to take our first example now.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
My name is Joel, and you?
My name's Dan.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, fine, thank you. And you?
I just said I was fine. I'm okay.
Are you from England?
I am from England. How do you know I was from England?
You look English.
Oh, do
I'm
I?
from China.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How old are you?
That's kind of a personal.
I'm 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you look very old.
That well. Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Are you married?
I am married.
Oh. To...
I don't think you would know them.
Okay. And how much money do you earn?
Okay, you can see example number one, not great, right? Joel was asking me a lot of strange questions. Are you married? Who are you married to? How can I tell you that? You don't know them, right? Well, maybe not. How much money do you make? This is never a good question, okay? And you might think it's crazy, but actually this does happen. People do ask us these questions sometimes, and it is really not a good way to start small talk. Okay, let's try one more example about how you shouldn't do small talk, okay? How you shouldn't have small talk, right? Sometimes people like to ask us questions about food or about culture, okay? And you have to be careful because sometimes the kind of questions might be more insulting. Yeah, they might not be very nice questions. They might make us feel bad. Okay, so let's take a look.
Oh, Dan, eating again. You're so fat.
Oh, well, I mean, I do like to eat, but I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. You should eat more Chinese food. Do you like Chinese food?
Yeah, of course I like Chinese food.
Can you cook Chinese food?
Well, I mean, I live in China, so yeah, I've learned to cook some Chinese food.
I heard English food is boring. Only fish and chips.
Have you been to England?
No, just heard it from friends. Let me take you to have something delicious. Noodles. Can you use
Okay.
chopsticks? Come follow me.
Now, those examples that we just saw, they're not very good, and let me tell you why. Number one, asking too many questions is never a good thing. It feels like you're on TV, or it feels like you did something bad and the police are asking you many questions. We don't always want to give all of our personal information, right? Some personal information is okay, but we don't want to give away all of our information. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, you have to be careful when you ask someone questions like, can you use chopsticks? All right. Now, actually, this is not a difficult thing to do. Really not a difficult thing to do. Okay, yes, in England, in America, in many countries, we use a knife and a fork, right? But we also grow up eating Chinese food, so we do learn to use chopsticks. You know? And another thing, can you cook Chinese food? I mean, cooking any food is not too difficult. Yeah, you have a recipe and your ingredients, and you do like this. And then, of course, you have the insult. Yeah, you look so fat. Okay, in Chinese, maybe that's okay to say, but in English, no, we never say something like this. All right, and then you've got the fact that he said English food is boring or English food sucks. You've only got fish and chips, but he hadn't been there. He said, "Have you been to England?" No, I haven't. So saying something like this is not a great way to start a conversation with someone. If you've been friends for a while, okay, maybe, yeah. Friends can laugh and joke and say things like this, but when you just first met someone, to tell them, you know, English food sucks, they think, oh, not a very friendly thing to do, right? Okay, so we want to improve small talk. We want to make it a little bit better, right? So there are three ways here that we can make our small talk better. Okay. Now the first one we've got is to compliment. Okay, to compliment. So to give someone a compliment, to make them feel nice, to make them feel better, to see something that they're wearing or something that they've got, you know, their car, their shoes, their sweater, whatever it is. Okay, just compliment them and say, oh wow, you know, your sweater looks very nice. Where did you get it from? Okay, that could be a nice way to do it. You don't want to do too much though, because sometimes it can be a bit strange, a bit weird. All right. So let's say, for example, you were talking to a friend and someone came up to you and said something like,
Hey Dan, you look so handsome.
okay.
Very nice.
Something like that is very, very strange. All right. If you've never met a person before and they walk up to you and go, you're so handsome. Or, you're so beautiful. It's a little bit too much. Okay, it's too much. All right. So picking out something, oh, your shoes are very nice. Okay, or your sweater is very nice, or your car is very nice, yeah, something like that. Perfect. All right, number two, we've got surroundings. Okay, the things around you. Okay, sometimes it's difficult to think about what to say. Yeah, maybe a compliment is not going to work. Maybe you don't like the things the person is wearing. Maybe you don't like anything about that person. But surroundings we can always use. Look around you. Okay, what is always around you? You've got the weather. Yeah, we can always talk about the weather. There's traffic. Yeah, sometimes on a wall you'll see a painting. You know, it could be anything around you. Okay, you could have a very simple conversation starting like that. All right, and then the last one, giving information. Okay, so without being asked, you can give some information. All right. So when you're talking to somebody and they're asking you lots of questions, sometimes you can give a little bit more information. All right, or maybe they haven't asked you a question, but you can give more information. Yeah, you compliment them and say, hey, that's a nice sweater, where did you get it from? And they'll say, oh, I got it from H&M, it was on sale. And you say, oh wow, I like it when things are on sale. I always go shopping on 11/11. Okay, now they didn't ask you a question, but you gave more information. I like shopping when there is a sale, especially on 11/11. Right? Alright, so what I want to do is I want to show you how to use these properly. So we're going to get Joel back again in a minute, and we're going to show you how we might use these things to have a much better conversation using small talk. Okay?
Dan,
Hi.
what are you doing?
Oh, I just got a new haircut, so I was trying to, make it sort of look a bit nicer.
Yeah, I noticed that you had a new haircut. It looks really nice. Where did you get it cut?
There's a new shop. It's just around the corner, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, you should give it a try.
Yeah, I'm looking for a new hairdresser. My current one, as you can see, didn't do a great job. So, yeah, I should give it a try.
Yeah.
But actually, I really need a haircut today. But as you can see from the weather, it's just really cold, and I think it's about to snow.
Yeah, I heard that it was going to snow. I'm not really keen on the snow myself. Not at home. What about you? Do you like snow?
I love snow.
Yeah.
Go skiing every winter.
That's
so
really
really
good
looking forward
point.
to skiing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I love to ski as well. Hey, I know what? Since you like skiing and I like skiing, maybe if it does snow, we go skiing together.
Yeah, great plan.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Cool. Oh wait, you went that way. Come back. So you can see that the conversation with Joel, it seemed quite natural, right? And it wasn't just, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, thanks, how are you? That's it, I'm finished. Yeah, we didn't ask a lot of questions actually. Joel asked one question. He said, I like your haircut, where did you get your hair cut? Yeah, and I told him that it was around the corner, blah, blah, blah. So first he gave me a compliment. Yeah, he said, your hair looks really nice, and where did you get it cut? All right? And then I said to him that I got it cut at a new hairdresser's around the corner, and said, you should give it a try. Yeah, he said, okay, maybe I will. And he said he really needed a haircut today, but the weather was really bad, all right? So he used his surroundings, okay? But I didn't actually ask him a question. He gave me more information. He said, I need a haircut. Did I ask him, does he need a haircut? No, I didn't. He gave a little more information, okay? And our conversation got longer and longer and longer. It could have stopped. Yeah, Joel could have said, nice hair, where did you get it cut? And I say, oh, around the corner. Finished. It could finish here. That's too short. That's not very good small talk. Yeah? So what did he do? He gave more information. He said, actually, I need a haircut. Okay, but the weather's really bad. New question, we're talking about surroundings. Yeah, the weather's really bad. Okay, and because we talk about the weather, and we talk about it being cold and snow, we talk about skiing. Okay, so you can see small talk is not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Just number one, be careful about your compliment. Okay? Talking about someone's hair is okay. Someone's clothes is okay. Yeah? Just walking to someone and saying, oh hi, you're handsome. Not so great. Okay, a little bit too much, a little bit too strange. Alright? Your surroundings. You can talk about anything. Yeah, the weather is always a good one. I mean, me and Joel, we're both from England, so, we talk about the weather a lot anyway. Okay, but weather is a good one. Alright, and then giving more information. Don't give too much information. Alright? Let the other person finish speaking. Okay, one thing that is very important is that you spend more time listening than speaking. Okay, if you speak too much, the other person is going to be bored. Alright, do you remember the first bad example? Joel asked me, how old are you? And I said, it's a bit of a personal question, and before I could finish, Joel already stopped me and said, oh, I'm 24. Okay, you need to listen. If I feel you are not listening, I don't want to talk to you. Why do I want to talk to somebody who doesn't listen? Right? Okay, that's all we have time for today. So big thank you to Joel. Finally, Joel's here.
Hello.
Thank you, Joel. Thanks for watching the video today. This has been another English video with Dear World. Stay tuned for next week when we will be back with another English video with me, Dan. Bye.
Bye-bye.